I am your host, Wesley, along with my co-host, Steve, and we're here to give you today's news from both sides of the political spectrum. How you doing today, Steve?
I'm well. How about yourself, Wesley?
I'm pretty good. We got a couple of good topics today. One of them we're going to talk about Ghislaine Maxwell and the fiasco that's going on with that. From my perspective, the fiasco that's going on with that. Also, we'll be talking about Israel and
fiasco.
Absolutely, especially right now with this guy who's in office. But hey, we'll leave that for when we get into the first couple of rounds of this heavyweight bout right here. And also we'll be discussing the food drops and the aid, lack of aid or the food drops going on over in Gaza. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna start off by reading this article about says Trump says he's allowed to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, and he never went to Epstein Island. President Donald Trump said that while he is allowed to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, a key associate of Jeffrey Epstein, who's serving a 20-year sentence on sexual abuse charges, no one has asked him about it, and it would be inappropriate to discuss it. Trump made the remarks, which appear to be some of his most extensive to date on Maxwell, during a questioning by reporters on July 28th at his Trump Turnberry Golf Club in Scotland while meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer. A reporter asked Trump whether he would ever consider a pardon for Maxwell, and he met with Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche for 2 days last week to answer questions about Epstein. Critics have said the meetings with Blanche, Trump's former personal defense lawyer, were part of the White House effort to quell the backlash over the administration's handling of the thousands of Epstein-related files in its possession. Well, I'm allowed to give her a pardon, but nobody's approached me with it. Nobody's asked me about it, Trump said. It's in the news about that aspect of it. But right now, it would be inappropriate to talk about. So, Steve.
That's pretty good response, if you ask me.
Really?
I mean, he does technically have the power to pardon her, right?
Yeah. Absolutely. He does.
So I'm not going to understand where your point is coming from if he didn't say anything inappropriate.
I don't think it was inappropriate. I think it was just the fact of the matter that he even put out here that pardoning a SA offender who's known to have lured in children to be SA'd by grown men across the spectrum. This isn't just about politics for me. This is about just children and vulnerability and people preying upon them. And you're letting her come out and basically talk about, well, if I give you names, maybe you'll give me a pardon. And she's also all of a sudden got an emergency Supreme Court hearing where she said, I think that I should be getting out of here on these grounds. How this just come out of the blue? All of a sudden, all this stuff is happening. And so out of the blue, Todd Blanche goes up there.
Let me ask you a legal question.
Go ahead.
Is it not appropriate? Hold on. I know you're not, and you never will be. But do you not think that in any court of law in the United States, if somebody has information to give, right, are they not allowed to try and make a deal for themselves? I'm not saying that she should get pardoned. There's no way in hell that woman should ever get pardoned. Okay?
Is that a deal? Is a pardon a deal?
I'm not saying I don't think she should ever get a pardon. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Ever. Okay. But I will say this. There have been millions, dare I say, cases in the United States of America where people have given information for a lesser sentence.
And they had that time when they arrested her during the Trump administration, when she was charged and put in prison during the Trump administration, that they could have done that, but they didn't even ask her. She said this is the first time they ever even asked her to give names. Isn't that strange that the Trump administration, the DOJ of the Trump administration did not ask to give these names?
Then that's a problem with the prosecutors, right?
Yeah,
that's not Trump's fault. That's the prosecuting attorneys that are the problem. They didn't do their job. And guess who was one of those prosecuting attorneys?
I think Comey's daughter, one of those prosecutors.
Was one of them. So obviously she did not do what she was supposed to do then.
Okay, do we not remember? I think it was he was in Trump's first cabinet.
I'm not just blaming her, I'm blaming the whole team.
Yeah, I think it was Acosta who gave him his first deal, who Trump made, like, I forget what he was in Trump's first administration, some major job he got there, We gave Epstein. Yeah, that was strange, wasn't it? We gave Epstein that first deal.
Well, I'm not saying that Acosta's not in those records. I mean, I don't know. I can't.
And did you hear about Aaron? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say I don't know what's in those records. I haven't seen them. They haven't been released. Do I want to see them? Yeah, maybe. I think I would probably. I think from a purely curiosity standpoint, maybe some weird curiosity, I want to see who's in it. But
what
really, at the end of the day, it doesn't affect me.
Remember we talked about Alan Dark? I think it affects us all. Yeah. I think it affects us all to a degree when we have people in the halls of power who are making moves for our country, our nation, possibly for our nation on our behalf, who are doing things of this nature. That does affect us because that means that they're thinking may be skewed by this. But let me say this about Alan Darcy. Go ahead.
But like you said before, if I might just make a point, like you said before when we talked about this, it is both sides, right?
Absolutely.
It is both sides.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know. You had said to me when I said something last week about it, I said about why didn't they release it against Trump? I will stand by that. But you made a point of saying that they didn't do it because there's other people involved on their side too.
You might have people like Bill Gates. You might have people, not just saying, Bill Clinton.
But in that sense, isn't that the exact wrong thing to do? Sit on it.
But yes, but I think that we've been so. You said something earlier. We were having a conversation. I want to go back to Alan Dershowitz here in a minute, but you said something about you said power corrupts. Would you say
power does corrupt?
So this power these people have gained has corrupted the entire system. It's running through the entire system. This is and this may implicate not only just people, governments, whoever else. There's a lot to this that could happen due to this situation right here. So I'm not saying this is going to tell us everything about the world, but it does open our eyes to things that we need to know. Okay,
so let me ask you this question: if they decided to lessen Maxwell's sentence, would you be against it? If names came out, stuff was released. I mean, ostensibly, when I say this, Todd Blanche is there to get information from her, right? Is that not the point? That's what I take.
It doesn't even make sense that he even went there. To be honest with you, what did you go there for? I mean, let me go back to one other point real quick. All right, let me just finish Todd Blanche. What did Trump's personal lawyer, who was before Trump's personal lawyer, why did he send him up? That's never been the second. Okay, the first number one at the DOJ is Pam Bondi. Number two is Todd Blanche. That's never happened where they send either of these kind of this high level people to go talk to anyone who's already sitting. They don't talk to these people. You send your lower level people to go talk to these guys right here.
Well, I'm sure there was a team of people that went down there.
There was him, the person's lawyer, and Maxwell. That's who it was in the room and talking. There was those three people. That's a weird situation to be in right there. That's weird. Okay, but on top of that, Alan Dershowitz, he said that he got a massage from a 16-year-old, but he had most of his clothes off, but he said he kept his underwear on when he got the massage. This is a part of the documents that they spoke on about him. Strange. It's not illegal, I guess. I don't know.
So let me ask you a question.
That's a pretty, you know what I mean?
Okay. Yeah. It is weird. It's weird.
Yeah,
did he know she was 16?
If I look at you, I'm saying, you know what my eyes tell me when I'm 70-something years old.
You had no. You cannot tell me. I can probably put two girls in front of you. One of them is 25. The other one's 15, and you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
I can. No, I can tell. I can tell.
No way.
Why? You can look at people and kind of tell.
Why? You look at a bunch of young girls? Is that? I mean,
I've been young before in my life.
They dress exactly
it doesn't matter. You know how
makeup.
You know, let me tell you something. Makeup doesn't even. You know how you can always tell how old a person is. I'm gonna give you an outlier. Look at their shoes. You got to remember, these are still young kids. They can pretend to play dress up all they want to look like. I'm trying to tell you, one day just pay attention to that.
Are they wearing their
Taylors? Just pay attention to it. What I'm saying to you, just pay attention. Just pay attention to what I'm saying to you. One day you'll see what the difference when you really pay attention. Look at their shoes.
Okay,
and then
so
you could also.
Okay,
go ahead.
Hold on.
But are you going to take a chance if you're 70-something years old that this person?
But if you're Ghislaine Maxwell and you're Jeffrey Epstein, you're going to dress that girl up to look like she's 25. Are you not?
You can dress her up however you want to. I can tell. I'm gonna look at you. And maybe I don't know if she's 16, but I'm not taking the chance.
But 16 in some states. But here's the thing: 16 in some states. Hold on. 16 in some. Hell, over in Alabama, the age of consent is 14. Okay, which is effed up to say the least.
Yes, it is.
But 16 years old, you're allowed to have a job, drive a car, give a massage.
I understand. I get it. I'm not saying. I'm not saying like right. I ain't agreeing. I ain't agreeing with that right there. You know what I'm not agreeing with? I don't want no 60-year-old giving me no massage.
I don't either.
I don't either. I ain't taking a massage for 60-year-old right now. No. Woman's like, I'm 16. Like, I don't even want you touching me. I remember one time. I'm gonna tell you a situation. No, I'm good, man. I can look at you. I'm gonna tell you. I'm not saying I have perfect eyes, but you're this old. I don't know. I may not know how old you are, but I'm kind of be able to tell your fresh face. You don't have any crow's feet right here. You got nothing. You got
25-year-old, a 21-year-old's not gonna have crow's feet, but
they're gonna have a little bit of wear and tear on them. There's gonna be a bit. There's gonna be a bit. You haven't. I looked. I can tell. I'm like,
unless that chick is cracked out or on heroin.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying it's, but you know what? It's not the same as a 15-year-old kid.
There is very little difference between an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old.
Okay? No, I'm not even. You know what I'm not doing? You know what I'm not doing? I'm not taking a chance.
21-year-old, I'm like 16-year-old.
No, there's a difference between 21 and 16.
But if somebody's telling you she's 18, okay,
you know what?
If she's saying I'm 18 years old,
and you're on Epstein Island, and you know this dude was getting in trouble for all. He's his lawyer for the bad cases. He knows this stuff.
When did it happen? Though? When did it happen? Did it happen?
I don't know that. Okay, you're right. I don't know. I don't know that. I don't know that part.
You don't know the time frame. So
I don't.
Again, you want to make a you want to summarize down
like
with
all I'm saying
when you know damn well he probably didn't know about it.
All I'm saying, they walking around here and it's a bunch of you know what I'm saying? Look at hey, listen, I heard this is another thing I heard about this thing too, that Trump and Epstein were kicked out of, like, I don't know if it was Caesar's Palace in Atlanta or Atlantic City or something like that, or one of those places for like looking like they had underage girls with them. This is in People magazine.
Epstein off of Mar-a-Lago.
This is because they had a dispute about a piece of property, about a real estate deal. That's why it had nothing to do with this stuff. Then they tried to.
Oh yeah, it had something to do with that too.
Yeah, but it was like a real estate deal.
He was bringing young girls to Mar-a-Lago, and Trump. It wasn't just the real estate deal, but that was part of the issue.
Trump was bringing. Did you hear about Luke Campbell from 2 Live Crew?
No fact.
You hear about Luke Campbell from 2 Live Crew?
Oh my God! Are you bringing up Luke Skywalker?
He said it. I mean, so we can't take what his account was. He said this years ago, though. He said this. This isn't new. This is like 2015. He said this years ago. So this is not like something he's trying to pile on.
The Me So Horny guy, right? The Me So Horny guy.
Yeah, people say all kind of stuff.
I'll believe anything he says.
Wow. So now all of a sudden, because he made a song called Me So Horny, but he wasn't that horny. Obviously, he wasn't horny enough.
Yeah, guess what that song was about? Guess what that song was about?
What was it about?
Where did the Me So Horny come from? You know what movie that was from?
I don't know. You tell me.
Full Metal Jacket. And it was an underage prostitute girl in Vietnam. That's where they got the line from.
But it wasn't talking about that, though. He was talking about grown women and stuff like that. You look at the video, grown women. Wasn't no kids in that video right there. Wasn't no children. We do. But all I'm saying is this right here. Should Ghislaine Maxwell be able to get herself out of this for basically trying to?
She's not going to get herself out of it.
I feel like right now Trump is trying. I feel like, he maybe not now, but before he leaves office, it's a possibility.
Political suicide. That's political suicide.
She kept herself. She kept him out of this. Out of those 100 names. I bet she kept him out of that. I bet you she did. Now she's talking about, hey,
you bet, but you don't know. There's nothing.
He's dangling that pardon out there. He's dangling that pardon. Like, I can pardon you. I can.
It's
my right. It's my right. It's my right. But I don't know. But I shouldn't be talking about this right now because it's inappropriate. But I can. But I can do it.
So she talks. Is it okay to drop her down to 10 years?
If she listen, this is what I think. If she talks and they release the files, and then her talk is corroborated by the files, I mean, drop her to 10, maybe 15.
Do you give her?
I'd give her a reduction. I'd give her a reduction.
Reduced sentence?
I'd give her a reduction for that if she talks in community. I mean, to me, if you cooperate and you cooperate fully and you can be cooperated by the files.
But no pardon. There's no way to give a pardon to somebody like that. They can't.
Why is he saying? Why is he even bringing it up then? I know
somebody
he's saying
asked him. He didn't bring it up. Somebody asked him.
They said, "Have you thought about giving her a pardon?" He could have said no. Yes. He could have said no.
No, all he said, I could do that. I could give her a pardon. Okay, that's all he said.
I can give her a pardon. But,
yeah. I mean,
I love the fact
I'm allowed to do it.
What would you even say you're allowed to do it if it were you asked about giving her a pardon?
If he did do it, you would know he's the one signing it, not somebody else.
And that's comfortable. That's comforting to you, isn't it?
That's a dig.
I know it is. But that's comforting to you now, isn't it? They're like, please Trump sign the pardon to get her out of here.
There is no way. Listen,
at least he gave it to her.
Wow. If he pardons her, and this is coming from somebody who voted for Trump, don't like the man personally, but if he pardons her, I have a really big problem with that. You might as well make me an independent. At that point in time, I will never vote Republican again.
What you'll be saying is this right here. Oh, man, you know what? He wasn't even in the paperwork. She said 100 names. He wasn't on there. Was his name on there? No, he was. I know exactly the argument you're going to come with when this happens. When this happens, when he pardons her or he gives her any kind of chance. So listen, you know what he probably did? He probably helped her get her case expedited to the Supreme Court, the emergency session. All of a sudden, listen.
I have not seen on any news source about that. No, nothing on CNN, nothing on MSNBC, nothing on Fox News.
If you want to Google it really quick, look up that they just had an emergency thing. Her defense attorney just went in and spoke to them. They had an emergency thing to get heard by the Supreme Court to have her case overturned by the Supreme Court of the United States. Where did this come from? All of a sudden now you're able to get to the Supreme Court. Oh, Trump, you can't partner, but possibly send her to the Supreme Court because she's trying to say basically that Jeffrey Epstein made a deal that covered her. But what they told her is no, he covered you in Florida, not in New York. He only covered you for the Florida case, not the New York case. Look at what's happening. This is a brand. Like, how do you get an emergency?
No. Hold on. This is why. Okay. Maxwell is seeking to have her sex trafficking conviction overturned by the Supreme Court, arguing that a prior immunity deal with Jeffrey Epstein.
This is what I just said.
Well, hold on. She claims the government promised her immunity from prosecution in exchange for cooperation, specifically referencing a non-prosecution agreement made with Epstein in Florida. Maxwell's attorneys contend. So he made a deal with attorneys to have
Florida, but in Florida, not in New York. It's different. That's why I told him this only applies in Florida. This does not apply in New York. A person could charge.
Oh, no. Hold on. That's a federal charge. That's not a state charge.
No,
federal charges are different. It doesn't matter. They only adjudicated they adjudicated it in New York because that is the federal district that it went to. But it has not. That's not a state thing. That is a federal thing.
I know. I understand that, but
the immunity
applies. I can't say that. What happens in whether it's federal or not, it could be different districts of federally. You might get federally charged in Florida. I don't know that.
Sex trafficking case.
I can't say, but they have a rebuttal to it as well too. And I mean, why didn't you bring this up before? All. I don't think she had. You got an emergency.
I don't know. I didn't follow it that close.
You know what I mean? Like
follow that case that close.
So all I'm saying is she got in there really quickly to the Supreme Court to be heard by the Supreme Court right after she spoke with Todd Blanche. Now all of a sudden she's at the Supreme Court being heard. Seems kind of strange. You know why? Because you know who else is probably on those islands?
Okay, so it says Maxwell's attorneys contend that the deal should extend to her while the government maintains it was specific to Epstein and the Southern District of Florida, which is still federal. It's still a federal.
But it means obviously if they can say that, then it means something. It means there's a difference between the two. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't extend to over here.
But if Epstein had some type of immunity in whatever case that he was involved in that he would give, because that's really, he died, he committed suicide before he had a chance. He probably never even took the deal. He probably was never even able to take the deal because he never even got found guilty of it. So that deal may have not. They said they said there was his lawyers said there was a deal in place, some type, probably limited immunity.
Maybe it was for the first case. Maybe it was for the first case he had. Maybe it wasn't for the last one. I don't know.
I don't know. This one doesn't specify.
I think he got found guilty in Florida, didn't he, for the first case? And then they let him out because I think that's where Acosta and Pam Bondi.
Back in like
07.
That was 08.
I think that's what happened then. I think that's where the case was.
I don't know.
Florida. No, you get what I'm saying? Because that was in Florida where that happened at. Where that first, maybe both cases happened in Florida because I know that's where he resided at. But yeah, you get what I'm saying? But I know that Pam Bondi was a part of helping him get off that case, and so was Acosta. Who were these people? Who they ended up working for?
Bondi wasn't.
She was like the attorney general. Yeah, back then.
No, she wasn't. Not back then.
Let's find out here. Let's see where we got that.
Not that far back. She wasn't.
She was something. I think she had something to do. Let's see.
She might have been like a prosecutor.
Yeah, maybe
she might have been part of the attorney general's office back then.
Okay, 2000. She was. I think 2010 was elected attorney general. 2010. Maybe she was a part of that prosecutor. Yeah, that was after. But maybe she was. So she was probably a part of that office prior to that. Then maybe the person who was one of the people.
The office. I don't know.
Maybe one of the lawyers working on that case. Maybe the head lawyer working on that case. If you're this high up, if you become attorney general by 2010.
Hold on. Before you make that assumption, she's the attorney general of Florida. Okay, state of Florida. It's a federal case. She has nothing to do with it. She can't make a deal in a federal case.
I'll give you that one. There's more research to be done. I'm not going to let you off this hook this easy right here because I'm pretty sure she had something to do with that too, and so did Acosta. I'm going to go back in. I'm going to do my research. We'll figure that out.
But Acosta was a federal attorney, right?
Now, I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know what he was exactly, but I know this right here. This sounds real fishy and real shady right now, and I think that us even having the conversation right now. This might be this. There's a possibility
you're getting sucked into the rabbit hole, Wesley. You're getting sucked into the rabbit hole again.
You think these are rabbit holes when people do things like the way he's doing them? You're pretty much just telling me that you did this. You know what I mean? If I'm
not,
you're admitting to it in my eyes. If you get to the point where you don't want to release the files, there's no files. There's 3 minutes missing from that video. 3 minutes missing from that video. It's not just 1 minute. It's 3 minutes. Like 2 minutes. There's like 2 minutes and 53 seconds. They went back and they actually
then Hillary did do it. She did get in there. They let her in.
And they also said that all three of these bones or something that they said when you hang yourself, there's a slim chance that one or
that can't do it.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Let's not sit here and pretend like we don't know what's happening around here.
I would love to say that somebody went in there because how amazing of a story would that be?
That ain't amazing.
We'd be talking about that for weeks.
Where did he have to jump off of? They said people even get dropped and like violently hung. Don't even break those bones.
I don't know what the cell looks like. I've never been in it. I've never seen it. But is there a way to lift up a bed and hang yourself from it? I don't know. Shit.
No,
people have figured out how to hang themselves for years. I don't know how they do it.
I don't
hang themselves off a damn door handle.
He'd have to
you've seen that at what is it? Autoerotic asphyxiation? There were a couple of rock stars.
He'd have to put some baby oil or something on the ground and then like make it so that it's slippery.
Diddy wasn't in there. Diddy was not in there.
But you know what I'm saying though? Because it's more like fight or your body's gonna fight for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because
the way who was it? Oh,
these are not cathedral ceilings right here.
Chris Cornell from Soundgarden a couple of years back, he committed suicide by autoerotic asphyxiation. I believe that's what he did. So he hung himself, I think, from a doorknob or some shit, and he did it that way.
He probably has a slippery ground.
I mean, it's happened. I mean, I don't know.
And then they broke all three of the bones right here. All three of the bones right here that don't ever get broken. I don't know.
It's possible. It's possible.
We'll end this. We'll end that segment. We'll move on to the next one here really quickly here, folks.